All right, before we start the video, I just want to ask you to subscribe to the channel, all right? There's a lot of people that watch the channel that don't subscribe to it. It will help a lot if you do so. So please go below and just hit the subscribe button, all right? Thank you so much. Let's get into the video. I actually already did a few comparisons, and I'm going to show you what's happening here in the back. I'm very happy to see that Logic is actually doing a great job. I have this beat that I did, all right? This is one of my beats. And I wanted to see how it would work with hip hop, something that we normally listen to. All right, so that's the beat. Here below I have Logic stems. I'm going to open it up. Okay. And just so you know, once you stem something out in Logic, you select the audio that you want, go to functions, and you get stem splitter. And you get the same stems that you would get on the MPC. You got vocals, drums, bass, and other. You split it, and it splits. The only difference between the Akai and Logic is way faster. I don't really care much about it being fast as long as it does a good job. But I actually did full songs right here, and Logic would do it in seconds, while the MPC would take about a minute to do a whole song. So Logic is faster doing it, but it doesn't. I don't really care about that, to be honest. Okay, so let's check out the stems. So this is Logic on the drums. And this is the MPC stems on the drums. Get out of here. Mute this, unmute it. All right, drums. Again, let's go into this is Logic, right? And this right here is the MPC. So the MPC right now. Okay, I know my drums pretty well. Logic did a great job. I'm actually hearing my kicks, my snares. It actually, you can still hear the decay of the reverb on Logic's stems. You can hear the reverb on the snare. And the MPC completely kills it. Right? So yeah, Logic is doing a way better job than the MPC here. I mean, the drums, the kick sounds so good in Logic. Way better job than the MPC. Okay, let's get here into the bass. Okay, let's get into the bass from the MPC stem right here. You can still hear a bit of the Rhodes in the back there, so the Logic is doing a better job here. Let's jump to the other, so to the melodics. So this is Logic. You can still hear a bit of the percussion in the back, the MPC right now. It's a bit weird, man, but I prefer the MPC on this one. I think the stems here on the MPC are better because the percussion is hardly there. Overall, on this, I give it to Logic just because of the drums. They sound so good, all right? That was it. So that was some hip hop. Now let's go into the other ones, the main chorus. I can't play the whole thing, otherwise I'm going to be demonetized. So this is one of the things that I noticed on the Akai Mpc happens quite a lot, is that it doesn't separate the percussion from the samples that well, you know, and I wanted to check that in Logic. You get those percussion sounds there. You also have a bit of percussion right here. All right, you have that. I want to see the samples and see how if they cleared those percussion sounds. All right, so let's get here into Logic first. Still have that shaker a little bit. But it cleared the percussion right there. So the MPC didn't clear the percussion. If I'm going to go here to the samples on the MPC. They're just there. Like the MPC just, whatever. Let me just go over that like I didn't even hear it. All right, so this is one of the problems about MPC stems is that when you try to stem something that has percussion in the background, so if you have a sample with some percussion, the MPC stems just goes over it, doesn't care about that. I feel like the MPC stems needs to have a steady pulse for it to recognize drums. I don't know, or it just focuses on snare, kick, and hi-hat. But here Logic actually, it separates that percussion and everything. It notices it and puts it together with the drums. So that's really nice. Here are the percussion in Logic. It keeps all of that. You got that other section as well. That's such a nice sample. It doesn't actually sound bad. You can chop that and just use that as well. So here are the drums for Logic. Right, that was the kick. Let me hear the kick in the MPC. Yeah, let's go a bit further. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, Logic does a much better job when it gets to separating the drums from the samples. That's just absolutely 100%. All right. So that's it. I mean, we have the bass. Both of them do a nice job on the bass. Let's hear just the melodics once again here on the MPC. You still have that hi-hat, a bit of percussion in the back. That's the thing about the MPC that I don't like, that they need to improve on that. And then you got the melodics here in Logic. Yeah, the drums are gone. You can still hear those artifacts. You notice that this is a stem, but the drums are gone. It's clean. All right, last one. I went in and got this jazz, because one of the things about stems on the MPC is that whenever I pull up some jazz, and you got a very low key drums on the back, so those kind of jazz snare sounds and hi-hats, the MPC just again doesn't separate that from the melodics. Logic does, all right. And that's one of the things that I wanted to check out. So here we go for the last song. We got Chuck Mangione, some nice little jazz. Let's just mute all this. Let's take this out. All right, everything's muted. We're gonna go straight for the stems. This is let's solo this. These are the drums. I like what Logic does with the drums. Let's get here to the MPC, all right? Same section here. it's not bad, but comparing the two, Logic keeps a bit of that low end, those lower frequencies. It keeps them. The MPC seems to just take them away and leave it for the bass or something. I don't know. Let's go straight into the melodics here. Nice. Okay, let's get here into Chuck Mangione on the MPC, all right? Not a bad job, not a bad job at all. The MPC seems to keep a bit more of the higher frequencies, and Logic seems to recognize those higher and shiny hats on the top and just kind of kills that. And let's hear the MPC. You hear that jazz section on the drums, that very quiet section. The MPC never gets rid of that on any song that I've tried. Right? It doesn't do a bad job, but you know, comparing with Logic, the drums are just gone. This is great. I love it. So also the MPC just thought that the horn section here was a voice. Which is not, obviously, and Logic just noticed that it was not a voice, so it didn't separate it into a voice. In any case, Logic is doing a much better job. That was it. I'm not going to go any further here. I just wanted to share that with you. And because we need to be connected to the computer for the stems, doesn't really make sense to be using the MPC. I don't think so, right? So if I'm doing stems, when it comes to standalone, it makes sense to use it here, but on the computer, because now I have stems in Logic, and that's just my DAW of choice, and it's doing a much better job, faster. The drums are cleaner. I'm going to be using Logic. I don't see any other reason to stem in the MPC, to be honest. Again, those jazz songs that I love sampling, Logic does a way better job at separating those low-key drums, jazz drums. It just gets rid of that. So overall, way better than the MPC. MPC needs to step up. MPC stems aren't bad, but you know, if you're going to compare it now with Logic, yeah, there's no point, especially because you still need to use a computer for the stems on the MPC. So at this point, is it really worth it? Especially if you own Logic. So this is a free upgrade in Logic to me, because I've owned Logic for a very long time. So I just needed to update. And now I have stems. All right, cool. That was it. Quick video, just comparing the two. I'm super happy about what Logic is doing to these jazz tracks. All right, so that was it. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead, man. It just takes a second. Click the thumbs up as well, and I'll see you on the next video, all right? Thank you so much. Peace.